I just ask Jim a question?
Yeah.
Jim, you have been sitting here pounding the table about the negative effects for a long time, and I don't see them yet. I mean, when do you give up the ghost and say, you know what, I was wrong about this. There isn't the inflation out there. The currency hasn't crashed. And you know what? Judging by how the market reacts to less QE or more QE, in fact, QE looks extremely effective.
Well, I'm reminded of the brainiac who said, it's all very well in practice, but what's the theory? Now, you tell me, Steve, what is the theory of price administration?
I'll tell you very simply what the Fed thinks it's doing. It believes that at the zero lower bound, it still has a role to play in putting the economy back on the track of what it considers to be potential growth. 5
years,
right.
And they are conjuring $85 billion a month with which to buy securities, with which to enrich Greenwich, Connecticut even more. This is what it is.
Hold on.
This is the policy for the 1/10 of 1%. Steve, I got up this early to talk, not to listen. I could listen to you at home, staying in bed. Let me finish.
Just ask you a question. I thought the criticism of the Fed was that it was hurting savers.
The criticism of the Fed is that it is embarked on a dangerous course of monetary manipulation. Now, you said there's no inflation. How about on Wall Street? How about stocks and bonds and art and Ferraris and farmland? Assets are up. The asset holding portion of the community thinks it's great, right? You think it's great. It is not great. The Fed can change how things look. It can't change what things are. The Fed suppresses the rate at which earning assets are valued, and everyone thinks, well, no problem.
Jim, what do you think our fair value is?
Okay, biotech, $600 billion market cap. It's section of the market, never before valued at 7 times book value. All these IPOs. A 33 times price earnings ratio of the few companies that have earnings. Somebody's going to get hurt. And at the end of it, we'll say, oh, yes, they should really not have manipulated the stock market. The stock market is now a tool of
monetary policy. But the idea, as I said, the idea that something bad will happen is not a model. Right? You call for inflation for 5 years. Steve, it never happens. At some point, you got to say.
My model is not having a model. The Fed would have done better by all of us if it had not had the dynamic, stochastic, general equilibrium model that excluded the financial sector in 2007. That would have been a better model to have.